Okay. 1 minute early. Alright, Noodle. Go to sleep, take a nap. We have to go back to the barn tonight. Okay? Just tired. You're a good girl. I don't know how I have one like with nobody watching. But we'll wait until a few people get in and then we'll start talking. Sorry, it's probably a little dark. I'm trying to get Noodle to take a nap before we go to do barn stuff tonight. What up, Serenity? You came back. I'm tired. I wish I had taken a nap, but I didn't have time. I had some strawberries though, so hopefully I have a little energy. I should probably eat before I go to the barn tonight. I didn't know dogs can have strawberries, so I gave Noodle a couple. She ate the first small nub, but she hasn't finished her other two. Little wasteful. So now she's getting ready to take a nap. What up, Angela? Yeah, she's gonna go take a nap. I'm just waiting till we get a few people in here, and then we are gonna start talking. And so how this live is gonna work is we're gonna do some horse training talk, and I'm gonna go into subscriber only mode when I ask some questions that are gonna have answers, and that way y'all can answer. Well, thank you, Angela. So one of the I had two questions I teased in the last live. One was, when you're watching a horse in the show ring and you look at them, what makes you say that horse is under control? And then the other one, I want to make I like dog sundae with yogurt and strawberries. I need to get bananas because I saw that you can make kind of doggy ice cream from yogurt, bananas, and peanut butter. So I'm gonna try that. So, and then the other one we teased are what qualities affect the outcome, and I will try to find a better way to phrase that as we go. But I just wanted to wait till we get a few more people in here. Any regulars that I see often, like Serenity, and Angela. You're sick. I'm sorry. I might be coming down with something. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm coming down with tired. I was gonna give Noodle a bath tonight, but I think we'll wait because I have to go back to the barn, and we'll give her a bath either tomorrow night or Friday night. I mean, it depends on what you talk about, but we can definitely talk about going live together. You're the new regular. If you are subscribed, you'll be able to comment when we actually get into it. But I don't want it to be flooded with a bunch of people who say inappropriate things, because my lives tend to get flooded by people who are either commenting on how I look, making fun of my hair, making fun of my forehead, or whatever. I can look at your page later. And he's 2 years old. That's nice. There was a dog named Pink when I was an intern. She was really cute. What up, Whitney? So I'm just waiting for us to build up some people, Whitney, and then we're gonna get into some more horse training talks. Because I want to have some more educational content on here. So that was one of the things I wanted to do. Yeah, Issa, I'll look later. Is it Issa or Issa? Because I knew another person and their name was ISA, but it was Issa. Have I ever been fishing? Yes. I like fishing. Not very good at it, but I like it. Sure, Angela. But So how's everybody's day going? No, what was your comment, Serenity? No, it says message retracted. Hey, Emma. Okay. So while we answer these questions, I'm going to set the chat to, well, thank you, Quarantine. I'm going to set the chat to subscriber only. So if you want to be able to have a voice in this conversation, you need to be subscribed. If you say inappropriate things, you will be put in a timeout. Thank you. I'm trying. It's hard to be confident. I definitely have better days and worse days, so. How long ago did I get my apartment? Probably almost a month ago. Well, yeah, people are still talking about my dog. Oh, you mean like being mean about it? No, I left that group. Because honestly, it's a group full of really trashy people, and most of the people in that group don't actually speak with any facts or authority. The one lady just kept harassing me and saying if I had actually shown in the AKC, I would know that a doodle is a mutt, which has no relevance to the conversation we were having. So I left that group, if that's what you're referring to. I still have people who leave nasty comments about my dog, but ignorant people. I missed you, Emma. Yeah, I was with my parents. All right. So, I think we're going to try to switch over to subscriber only. It will not be for the rest of the live. It's just while I ask these questions so that my subscribers have a chance to answer the question. Thank you, Emma. No, my mom doesn't call me every day, but I see her once a week. I could see her more. With work, it's kind of hard, and a new apartment, and a new dog, and well, it depends on how big the cake is. Just being real, it would depend on how big the cake is and what flavor. Certain flavors cover better. Thank you, Lane. You know, you're not the first person to say that I look like Jim Carrey or his sister. Sawdust flavor for the cake? Then I would think you'd be able to put a lot of sawdust in it because the flavor is sawdust. I don't have any cake. I want cake. I should get cake. I wonder if I can Uber Eats cake. Anyway, so specific, Lazarus. No, I don't know them. Why would I know them? All right, we're going to go into subscriber mode until the questions I'm asking get answered, and then we'll try to find another topic. I've gotten Emma Watson a lot, too. I agree, Whitney. That's a great one. How many boys have I dated? Only one. Okay, so I got to figure out how to do this. Cool. We're going to be subscriber only for the next 5 minutes. Hopefully by then everybody will have answered the questions. So let's start with question number 1. When you're watching a horse at a horse show, what makes you look at one and say that horse is in control? There are 3 things that you can look at any horse and it tells you that that rider is in control of the horse. I don't know what that means, Nick. Do you mean like, can I rope off my horse? I can't rope off of this horse. My last horse I could. I actually did literally use him for bull pulling. So it's 3 things, 3 yardsticks of control. You can use it for really any animal. So like even in dog showing, it's okay, just throw out guesses. There are no bad answers. Showmanship is still a good answer, but I'm looking for 3 things that you can look at a horse and say that horse looks like it's in control. And I can give you one if we get confused. But it's 3 yardsticks that tell you that someone is in control of a horse. It's things that the rider affects the horse, if that makes sense. Ways that the rider affects the horse that tells you that that rider is in control of the horse when they're riding. Well, that's the whole point, Issa. I want people to think. So it's things that the horse does. This is horse training, not showing. That's a good one, Serenity. The rider trusting the horse is a very good one. You see that a lot in people that ride bridleless. And maybe that's a better example. If someone is riding a horse bridleless, how do you know that they have control over the horse? That might be a better example. If you were watching somebody ride the horse without a bridle, what would tell you that they are in control of the horse? I don't know. I don't know. Do you want me to give you one? If I give you one, I think you might be able to guess some of the others. That's good, Issa. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. So, what specifically does the horse do that the rider says? That's awesome, Elliot. Good job. I kind of figured mare. Everything autocorrects mare to mate. Oh, my phone's not charging. There we go. So, one of the 3 yardsticks for control is Whitney, you're onto it. So, I'll give you that. Hey, Drew. So, the question for everybody, Drew, is what are the 3 yardsticks for control that when you look at a horse, you can tell the horse is in control? And how you judge the level of control. So, if the horse can stop and turn without issue is a part of one of them. Direction. If you can control the horse's direction, that's one of the 3 yardsticks for control. What else, as a rider, do you use to control? If you're controlling their direction, what else do you control when you ride? Yes, Whitney, there's speed. So the third one is the hardest one that most people can't guess. So if you control the horse's speed, how fast they go, walk, trot, canter, gallop, stop. Their direction, a circle to the left versus a circle to the right. The third one is, in my opinion, the hardest and the most niche. And I'm gonna give you a few minutes to try and guess. Just throw out any guess, and we'll see if we can get anyone who guesses them or guesses it. But when you watch a horse, you look at their speed, their direction, and what. Mindset is a part of it, so that's really close. That's really, really close, Drew. Mindset is a part of this third thing. Relaxation is a part of it, a big part of it. Behavior is a part of it. Demeanor is a part of it. It's a specific word that I'm looking for, but all of those are a part of it. So I honestly might just say what it is, because you're saying pretty much the things that I'm looking for. It's their posture. So I'm going to explain that then. When you're starting a colt, you look for these 3 mediums or these 3 yardsticks of control. You're okay, Angela. It's just about learning and having fun. So, the way that you know if you're in control, or how you judge control, is if you ask for them to trot, like say you're doing a pattern. Because this gets more into kind of either colt starting or showing. So if you're doing a pattern and it says lope a big circle at a medium lope to the left, the way you're going to say this horse did better than this horse who did better than this horse is by saying, okay, did they all lope a left circle? Yes, okay. So they all loped a left circle. Did they all canter? Yes, they all cantered. Was it a medium canter? Well, that one did a fast canter, so that one's out. This is where the 3rd yardstick of control comes into it. Okay, you have these 2 horses. They both loped to the left. They both did a medium speed lope. What separates one from the other is one of them did it while wringing their tail, pinning their ears, and throwing their head. The other one did it with their head in a nice headset, really soft. Oh no. Ugh. Now I have to leave earlier. That's okay. So, the other one does a soft lope off, keeps a nice even tempo, keeps their head really in a nice position, is moving correctly. That horse is going to win the class. That's awesome, Serenity. So, with that in mind, now we want to talk about what affects the quality of the thing you produce. So we're talking specifically about horses. So there are 4 things. I have to think about it. Okay. There's 4 things that affect the horse you make. So, if you want to make, we're going to just set a number, okay? If you want to make a $10,000 horse, what 4 things affect the value of that horse? And I think I'll just tell you because I don't know that you'll guess them. You see this in, oh, all right, maybe not. Lee is correct. So the equipment. So if you have a round pen, if you have, a whip, a nice whip, hey, Equine Edits. Age does, but I kind of worded it it's a hard question to word. So the equipment you have definitely makes it easier or harder to produce a good horse. Another one that affects it would be the well, let's see if anyone guesses it. So we have equipment. Oh, happy early birthday, Stevie. We have equipment. Yes. So Drew, the experience and skill of the handler. It's harder for me to make a $10,000 horse versus say Mark Lyon. He's a guy I've learned a lot from. He can make a $10,000 horse. I can't snap my right hand. Like that. Pretend I snap my hand. It's fine. He has years and years of experience and knowledge. So, equipment, experience. There's 2 other things that affect how easily you can make a $10,000 horse. I'm impressed that you've gotten these, though, because it's a hard question. Oh, I'm sorry, Whitney. That's really hard. No! So, let's see. Wait, we have equipment and experience. So, one of these has to do with the horse. One of them is an element that has to do with the whole thing. And I don't know how to word it better for you. And I'm sorry. And if you don't guess it in the next minute, I'll just say one and we'll see. So the equipment affects, and the equipment is kind of the environment too. So the equipment, if you have all of the nice equipment, it's going to be easier for you. And then experience. If you've made a bunch of horses and been around horses your whole life, you're going to have it easier to do. It's going to be easier for you to create a $10,000 horse versus someone who's never been around horses. That's part of it, and it is affected by the one that I'm looking for. So the other one, I'm trying to decide which one's going to be easier for you to guess. We'll say, yes. We're gonna say that. Lee's gotten 2 or 3. Maybe you've gotten all of them so far. I'm not sure. So the breed or bloodline breeding, it's the quality of the raw ingredient. So the horse you have, a grade horse is going to be, you're going to need better other things, the fourth element actually. You're going to need more of this element to create a $10,000 grade horse versus if you have a registered horse, it's going to be easier for you to create a $10,000 horse because you already have that kind of built in there. Your attitude is a huge part of it, Drew. But the fourth one, it also applies to cooking, right? So when you cook, it's affected by your experience, the quality of your raw ingredients, your equipment, and this last thing. The same is true with dogs. It's affected by your quality of your dog, the equipment that you use with your dog, and your experience with training dogs. There's a fourth element. It's not nutrition. I would have said if it was right. It's a fourth element that in all 3 of those examples, it affects all 3. Not size, but that's a good guess, but not size. It applies to cooking, dogs, horses. All 3 of those examples, it applies to all 3. Okay. Well, I could just give you the last answer. The animal's ability actually does come into it a lot, but that goes under the quality of raw ingredients. So it's time. It's the time you put into the animal or the food or the dog. If you put 30 days on a horse or 10 years on a horse, it's going to affect the skills, the value of that horse. So, we talked about, because Equine Edits, you didn't get to see this part, so nobody spoil it for her. What are the 3 yardsticks for control? When you look at a horse, what makes you say that horse is under control? I want to see if you can guess them, because I believe in you. I think you can. But nobody spoil it for her. And then we'll get to your questions, if I can answer them. I never make any promises. Just guess. There are no bad guesses. I don't know. Just guess. So 3 things. If you were looking at a horse, watching a horse show. So if you were watching a horse show in a pattern class, what makes one horse get first place versus second and third? What makes one horse more controlled, more correct? There's 3 things you look at. So that's part of one of them, yes. That's a part of it. I keep getting notifications. It's driving me nuts. Yeah. You're really close to one of them. Like all 3 of those are examples of the one that's the hardest to guess. There's 2 really easy ones that when you look at anyone riding, you can say that horse is in control or that horse is out of control. And maybe that's an easier way to think of it. When you watch somebody, what makes you think they're out of control? Or what makes you look at them and say they're in control? Because either example works. What tells you the horse is in control? If you don't want to guess, I can also just tell you. That's true. That's a training thing. We're looking at the things that the horse does that tells you they're in control. So I'll give you one. So the one that you kept guessing around, well, it applies to anything, but the show is like the example that made the most sense to me. So, posture. So when you were talking about if they're relaxed, if they're not fighting the bit, how they move, that's their posture. If you're riding in a pattern and the horse pins its ears or kicks its leg or wrings its tail, you'd say, okay, that horse is not in as good of control. So that's posture. The other one is speed. And then the third one being direction. They're in no particular order. Speed, direction, posture. The example I used was if you were in a pattern class and the pattern says lope a right lead circle at a medium lope, and you have one horse that they lope a circle but it's to the left. Well, they're not in control, so they get third. You have someone who lopes a right circle, so the next 2, they lope a right circle. So then you have to decide, okay, they both went the correct direction and they both went the correct speed. So how do you decide which one is in more control? Well, if one of them is pinning their ears or is wringing their tail, that one doesn't look as nice or in control as the other one who's got like a soft headset, a soft frame, is moving really smoothly and very, is enjoying their work more or less. So we talked about the 3 yardsticks of control and then the 4 things that affect the quality of horse, which was the time you put into the horse, the quality of the raw ingredient, the equipment that you have on hand, and the experience of the handler. I want to make sure I put it back to... Oh, it's still on there. It didn't ever change back. Okay, we changed back to anyone. So that anyone can comment, because I thought it would after 5 minutes and it didn't, because we've been here for almost 30. I now have to go to the barn at 6:30, which means I have to leave in a half hour. So, if anyone has horse training questions, let me know. If I can answer them, I will. Noodles is still asleep. But hopefully that makes sense, and if any of that doesn't make sense, please ask and I'll try to clarify. Because I know sometimes I don't explain things in a way that makes sense. Or I jump in my head, I think I explained something, but I didn't really. So if any of that doesn't make sense, just ask. I don't know what K-pop is. But hopefully that made not the weirdos. I have to turn it back on at some point. What do you mean you've never done any training before? I've seen your videos. You've done training. Are you worried about it? Like, are you nervous? Mm-hmm. You've gotten to the point where she's comfortable with the saddle being on her, which is a huge step. Getting them comfortable is one of the biggest parts. She's really nervous. Do you have any videos of that one or no? Oh wait, are you way beyond nervous? It took me that long to figure it out. I'm really slow today. My brain's not braining. Oh, okay, I got you. That's fine. I just wondered. I'll check that out then. So you're really nervous? What are you nervous about? Are you nervous about getting hurt? I'm assuming she's never been ridden. Which I get. That part's never fun for me. I never enjoy the, the first like it's weird because I don't enjoy the first few rides, but at the same time I do because it's like a really rewarding feeling to be like, yeah, I did that. But it's stressful. And it's even more stressful when you don't have a proper facility, which I don't anymore. My phone's almost gonna die. The biggest thing for me is before I ever get on them, I desensitize the heck out of them. Like, anything and everything I can do to them. Julio is one of the first ones where I haven't done as much desensitizing, and mainly because I don't have a round pen and I'm a little afraid he'll go through the fence. So that's one of the reasons that I haven't done as much desensitizing with him. No, Whitney, no! We need you! Noodle needs you! I'm actually really upset. Yeah, we're talking about horses. Well, Noodle is my dog, but mostly we're talking about horses. It's okay, Whitney. Noodle is sleeping. She gone. I will. I'll tell her when she wakes up. She'll be sad, though. Maybe I'll do another training session later. I don't know yet. I gotta see if I have any treats. Oh, that's right. You didn't see the dog training live earlier, Drew. Bye, Whitney. We love you. So what do you mean equine edits? Because, like, just being real, when I ride green colts, I look like I don't know how to ride. Like, I just, it's a very different, when you ride to show, you look very prim and, da-da-da-da, and when you ride to break a colt, you ride to survive. So, I'm just saying, pretty isn't really a big issue, so as long as you don't have any technical faults. Hit me up, Drew. What's going on? What's wrong? Talk to me. I'd say just, I don't know if you wear a helmet or not. I recommend it. Uh, but I also don't judge. I don't wear a helmet half the time. Uh, what up, Russia? Beautiful place. Definitely, and this is an unpopular opinion, tire the horse out really, really good. Like, I don't do that for every horse, but if it's a horse that I feel really nervous about or I don't trust, I'm going to tire that sucker out before I get on because my safety is worth it. Like I said, I've not had many horses I've had to do that with. In fact, there's only one that I can think of that I did that with. There was definitely one I should have done that with. You have a team roping horse that needs box training? You're obligated to know how to ride a horse. That's funny, 80. Well, so what do you mean by they need box training? Like you just need to practice putting them in the box and running out? Because that's just build a box. Unless they need actual practice catching a cow. That's a little bit harder to work on. What a weird thing to say. But, oh, big stretch. I can't wait to ride again. I'm probably gonna end up selling Julio and buying a Mustang though, because I don't really like Julio that much. I think my boyfriend just got here. I'm not sure. I haven't changed the name, so both his house and my apartment are listed as home, and it said he got home. And I can't see him, so he might be at his house. Yeah, I don't really like Julio. He's not what I wanted. He's not what I was promised. And I just have a lot of trauma from him because of his previous owners. I have a screen recording of being threatened and cussed out by the guy I bought him from, and I have, evidence from her threatening to sue me as well. So I just have a lot of negative from him. But I'm gonna find him a nice cushy job. I'm probably gonna ask like 4,000 for him. Nothing crazy. If I put more time into him, I think I could easily ask a lot more. But I just want a horse that I can enjoy and that I don't feel like is constantly gonna break. Like, I feel like Julio is constantly gonna just get crippled and die. Yeah, good for you, Equine Edits. I wish I knew what that was like. I haven't clicked with a horse since Jackpot. He was a lot of fun. He actually made me enjoy riding again. And that's what I want. I just want a horse that I can enjoy riding because I haven't enjoyed riding in a long time because of Julio. Well, I didn't see your thing, Drew, or I would have read it. Where is it? Drew, your thing didn't post. I don't know why it does that. The last thing I have from you is when you said, "Where is Noodle?" I'm not gonna name my Mustang Julio. I'm gonna give him a cool name. You got a new gelding at your barn? What's his name? That's awesome, Equine Edits. Try sending it in smaller chunks, though. Like, because that might be why it didn't let it go through, was because it seems to have a vendetta against long comments. John Wayne, that's awesome. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I had a situation where I could train and sell more horses. No. You have a name idea? What's your name idea, Emma? If it's Julio, I swear. Uncle Buck. Love that. What an interesting opinion, Nathan. Winston. Okay, I actually really like Winston. Winston feels adorable and squishy. It's just baby crow hops. That's funny. I really like Winston. I really need to buy and sell horses, which is why I'm like, so maybe. So far all I've gotten from you, Drew, is I also cannot take Jackson on a trail ride because his kid is buddy sour, and if he gets stressed, he will get all crazy and hurt himself again. So he won't go on trail rides. Is that what you're saying? Winston is so cute. Your friend got a horse for her birthday? Nice. Okay, send him. I agree. Well, they're actually more expensive than cars, but they're very expensive. Winfield? That's an interesting name. I swear, we're getting back to the gross side of the internet. I get that, Ella. That's a very normal feeling. I always tell people if you're scared to ride, to start really small. So if you're scared to ride and it's like an overwhelming fear, go brush your horse, tack them up, lunge them, do everything you would normally do before you go ride, and then take them and untack them. Then the next time, do the same thing and, untack them. Do that repeatedly until you're ready to go to the next step. Until you start feeling comfortable with the fact that you're going to go to the barn, you're going to clean them up, tack them up, lunge them, but you're not going to get on them. Then, say your fear is really, really crippling. Get on, sit on them, pet them, get off. If your fear is not that crippling, progress at a normal speed. But if you're really afraid, you've got to take small steps and reward yourself. Don't beat yourself down because you didn't walk, trot, canter. Reward yourself and say, I did something that scared me, and that's good enough. Oh, really, Equine Edits? I would really work on fixing that whoa before we do anything else then. And you can work on that on the ground. It's really not, Carlos. Rust Bucket, I love that. Such great names. You pick great names. So I would really work on addressing the stop on the ground because that's a really great way to get hurt. So I would work on walking with them, and if they go past you, stop, back them up. Work on teaching them to stop on the lunge line to the word whoa. And if you're riding and they don't stop when you ask them to, I make them stop and back up. Ronin F-150, nice. You do bull riding? That's awesome. But I would really, really address that stopping issue before you do anything else, because I won't ride a horse that I don't think I can stop. That's scary. But lots of people do it. I just won't. I'm going to get my horse to stop before I'm going to do much. No, Carlos. That's awesome, Equine Edits. Good job. Yeah, I think Carlos is just rage baiting. Just ignore him, I think. Yeah, literally, Carlos, bye. But yeah, hopefully the things we talked about earlier made sense and actually helped. I know I don't always explain things in a way that makes a ton of sense, but I tried my best. And hopefully we can have another more educational, well, Drew, I'm gonna hop off, so just comment it under the live. See, I won't name a horse Lady, that's too common. I love Winston, though, so probably gonna be a Winston in the future. No, they're not hard to learn to ride, in my opinion. Well, Drew, just comment it under the video after I'm done. Yeah, because I'm gonna hop off because I actually now have to get ready to go to the barn because they changed the plan without actually asking if that was okay. So I have to go. But hopefully everything. You've named a horse Philly. I know somebody who named was it a horse donkey? So ask them, Ella. Just ask them on under my videos, and I will answer them as I see them. And or if I can. Some things I can't answer, but I'll do my best. And y'all have a good night. Maybe we'll do another one later. Probably not. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Who knows? Please let me know what you want to see on the lives, though, because my brain is tired. And taking care of a puppy all day and trying to do horses in winter, it's hard for me to come up with unique ideas. So, have a good night. Stay safe. Stay warm. And I will see you later. Bye.